everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Soul Studio and welcome to this mum-to-be TLC. So I am so excited to film this flow, and I say this on a lot of my videos, but I am. I'm actually feeling quite stiff this morning and I didn't sleep that well. My bump, I feel like, has got a lot bigger in the last 2 weeks. I'm around 20 weeks now. So I'm very excited to do this flow. There's going to be so many stretches. Please know that this is a flow you can do right up until your due date, and it's definitely a flow I'm going to be doing. So I filmed, this is my second pregnancy for when I've been filming for the Mindful Soul Studio, and there are moves that I have almost progressed with, and from going through my first pregnancy and postpartum, there are moves that I'm now adding in the second time round, which is quite exciting. So you don't need any equipment. What I would say is, just because this is a slow flow, make sure you're really comfortable. Make sure you've got no distractions. I know that's really hard. Try and put your phone away and just really, really use this time to reset. It's so important that we do this in pregnancy. This is my second pregnancy, I've got a toddler around now, so finding that peace and that time for myself is a lot harder. So I do cherish even these moments when I'm filming. I really cherish them because it's just time to myself and time to move my body, and I always feel so much better for it. So yeah, can't wait to get started. So for this one, you can sit up on a little blanket or a cushion if that feels better for the pelvis and the spine. I'm just sitting cross-legged this morning, so just find a comfortable position, and we're going to start by closing down the eyes. I sometimes find pelvic floor work is easier with the eyes closed, just so you can concentrate a little bit more. But just resting the hands onto the knees. Okay, we're going to start with some pelvic floor work. So on your inhale, I want you to let everything go. I want you to imagine it's a flower opening up, petals. Through that pelvic floor, everything relaxes down to the mat. And as you exhale, you're drawing everything up through the center. Inhale to relax down. Exhale, drawing up. Imagine you're trying to use minimal effort to stop that urine flow. And then inhale, release. Exhale, drawing up. Good. Inhale, release. Exhale, drawing up, closing up, stopping that urine flow, and release. Good. Again, exhale. Inhale to release down to the mat. And last one, drawing all the way up. And release. Good. I want you to start to reach the arms all the way up and over your head. And then bring that left hand down by your side. Reach your right arm up and over. Press the ground away. Bring that right hand down and that left arm up and over. So keeping the left sit bones down on the mat. Bringing the arms overhead, interlace the hands and press the head back into the hands. So really opening up through the chest, shoulders, straightening up that spine. Good. From here, left hand comes down, right arm up and over. Again, steady and keep that right hip down. And then right hand down, left arm up and over. Bringing both arms all the way up, interlace the hands and press the head back into the hands. Open up the chest, shoulders. Good. And then release the arms down by your side and come into your mermaid position. So that left foot is into that right thigh. Gorgeous. So sitting up on those sit bones, you're going to rotate to the left, come over that left knee and bring your hands down to the mat. I want you to really, really relax the belly here. And we're just going to do a little bit of hug the baby. So I want you to take a breath in through the nose, draw the belly, draw the baby back towards the spine, and then in your exhale, let it go, let the baby rest onto that left thigh. Inhale, drawing up. So really bringing that belly back towards the spine, and exhale, let it go. Good, a couple more, hug the baby. And exhale, let it go. If you find it easy, you can close the eyes. So as you can see on the inhale, everything is drawing back towards the spine. Big exhale, deep belly, let it go. One more. Good, and then last one. I want you to keep the left hand down onto the mat, and you're just going to reach that right arm and just take a stretch, looking up towards the ceiling, and then reach that right hand by that right ankle, left arm up and over. And again, planting that left hand down, reach that right arm up and over, a little bend through the left elbow. And then taking that right hand onto the right ankle, left arm overhead. Beautiful. Relax down, flow by just crossing the legs. Hands onto the knees. Let's start to circle the chest, keeping those sit bones heavy on the mat. And just start to make your circles. Good. I'm probably going to have my eyes closed for quite a lot of this flow. Gorgeous, and coming round. And then coming back to center, and this time you're going to come into your mermaid on the other side. So that right foot into that left thigh this time. Rotate your torso over that right knee and plant the hands down. Going back into hug that baby, hug the baby. We're going to inhale, draw baby towards the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, drawing in. And exhale, release. Inhale, drawing in. And exhale, release. Last two. And last one. Keeping that right hand planted on the mat. Let's take a side stretch. So little bend through the right elbow, up and over with that left arm. And then you're going to bring your left hand to your left ankle. Reach your right arm up and over. Gorgeous. Planting that right hand down. Take a stretch with that left arm, feeling a stretch down the left side of the body. And then left hand grabs onto that left ankle. Right arm up and over. Good, relaxing down. Come back to that cross leg position. Good. Sitting up nice and tall, fingertips in front of you, and then you're going to slowly creep the hands forward as much as feels comfortable, and resting that head towards the mat. Then you're going to slowly walk the hands back towards the shins. Take a roll of the shoulders and plant the hands down onto all fours. And so wrists are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. Take the knees a little bit wider if that feels good. I'm just going to circle to the right. I'm going to keep going in that direction. So over to the right. Really slow here. So feeding into the wrists, the hips, knees, shoulders. Gorgeous. Taking those circles around. One more. Good. Coming back to center. And if you took those knees a bit wider, just bring them back to hip distance. Good. Walk your hands back towards your knees and coming all the way up into a kneeling position. I want you to draw your fingertips towards your temples, drawing your hips up towards your ribs, tailbone down. And just have the fingertips towards those temples, open up the chest, and just take a little side stretch over to the right. And pulling back to center. Inhale, exhale over to the right. And then pulling back to center. Last one, over to the right. Come back to center, and then we're going to take a little twist. Take a deep breath in as you exhale. Twist over to the right. Good. So using your rib cage to guide you, exhale again over to the right. Lovely. These feel so good. And then again on the exhale, twist over to the right. Coming back to center, let the hands drop down and step forward with that right foot. So you want to make sure that the right foot's slightly over to the right side. You're going to feel maybe a stretch already in that left hip. And then maybe come a little bit deeper into that stretch if it feels good, and reach the arms up overhead. Good, and then left hand down. One final stretch over to the right side. Nice. And then plant the hands down. Good. Lift the back leg up. Step back to your downward dog. And just take a little pedal through those feet. Deep breath in through the nose. And deep breath out. And then let's lift both heels up. Plant the heels down and just find stillness for 3 breaths. Let the heels sink a little bit further into the mat. 2 more. And then we're going to step the right knee behind the right wrist, right shin across the body, and we're going to come into our pigeon pose. So settling all the way down. Good, take your time, and either staying up onto your hands, coming down onto your elbows, and we're just going to stay here for about 30 seconds, or you can rest all the way down with your forehead on the mat. Try and relax through the shoulders here, close the eyes down. Maybe doing what we did at the beginning where you're listening to those external noises and then moving a little bit further inward. Gorgeous. From here, hands come down to the mat, if they're not already. We're going to step that right knee back. Come with the knees underneath the hips. Bring the hands to the thighs and roll back up through the spine. Again, drawing those hips up towards your ribs, tailbone down. Reach the arms overhead and then bring the fingertips towards the temples. Maintaining that straight spine, we're going to take side stretch over to the left. So that left elbow pointing down towards the mat, right elbow up towards the ceiling. And then using your obliques to pull you back to center. Take a breath in, move on the exhale. So this class is all focused on slow movement, stretching through the body, seeing how everything is feeling. Good, where any niggles come up for you. Good. Okay, let's take that twist. So inhale, exhale, we're going to twist over to the left. Pulling back to center. Really nice. 2 more. Taking that twist. And then back to center. And last one, taking that twist. pulling back to center, and then stepping forward with that left foot. So straight away, without even going forward into that lunge, you might feel that stretch in the front of the right hip. If you want to and it feels okay, you can go a little bit further forward. And then reach the arms overhead, bringing the left hand down, final stretch over to that left side. Using your breath to bring you back to center. Hands come down to the mat. You're going to bring that left knee back and come all the way up into your downward dog. Again, a little pedal through those feet. And then when you're ready, I want you to press both heels down into the mat, find stillness, and we're going to do 3 breath cycles. So breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Lifting that left foot up, left knee goes behind that left wrist. And we settle down into our pigeon pose, taking our time. It's going to feel different on both sides. Just be mindful of that. One side might feel a little bit more open. One side might feel a little tighter. And again, listening to those external noises that are further away, and then that are a little bit closer. Bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to bring that left knee back. Find your 4-point kneeling. And we're just going to take it into our cat-cows. So wrists underneath the shoulders. Knees underneath the hips. Letting the belly go, shining the chest forward. And then pressing the hands, lifting the spine, tucking the chin. Last one, lower the belly, lift the heart. Press the spine up towards the ceiling, tuck your toes, hover your knees, lift up into that downward dog. I want you to walk your feet towards your hands and slowly roll up through the spine. Gorgeous. I want you to step back with that right foot, take a pivot, and I want you to find your warrior. So bending into that front knee. Both arms are reaching forward and back. And we're just going to settle into this pose for about 10 seconds. Looking to the top of that third finger. And then straighten up your front leg. Reverse the warrior, taking a stretch up and over. Windmill the arms, bring the hands down, step back to your downward dog. Good, little pedal through the feet. And then pad the hands, feet forward to the front of the mat, forward fold. Rolling all the way up through the spine. Take a shoulder roll and step back with that left foot. Pivot with that left foot. Right foot is forward, right knee is bent. Coming down into your warrior. Staying here for about 10 seconds, gazing through, finding that third finger. Both arms at the same level, making sure that front knee isn't tracking over the toes. And then straighten up the legs and reverse that warrior. Windmill the arms, press the hands into the mat, find your final downward dog. Good. Press both heels down into the mat. And I want you to take 10 seconds to rise onto the toes, look between the hands, and slowly, slowly drop the knees down to the mat. When you've got here, let the toes go, pad the hands forward, and find your puppy pose. If this is too much for the shoulders, you can just sink back into that child's pose. When you're ready, you can go back into that child's pose. Knees are wide, toes are together, belly rests between the thighs. Walking your right hand out to the right side, left hand on top. Feeling the stretch underneath the left armpit, all the way down the left side. And then left hand over, right hand on top. Coming back to center. Walk the hands to the thighs and come back into that cross-legged position. Well done, everyone. So just finding a really nice tall spine. Relaxing the hands into the thighs or onto the knees. Finding your breath. Deep breath in through the nose. Deep breath out. Amazing. Well done. I really hope you enjoyed that flow. As I said, you can do that flow all the way up until labour. I did a similar flow. I think it was the perfect prenatal stretch. I think I did that one just before I went to labour, like the evening of, and then I went to labour at 1 a.m. So definitely helpful, even just to relax the mind as well. But I really hope you're enjoying the prenatal flows, and I will see you soon on the mat.